Many musicians dream of making a career out of their talent, but only a fraction have the perseverance to do so. Landon Colvig is a performer and a live audio tech in Las Vegas, with experience performing on the Strip, running audio for corporate and concerts, and working with rental houses for audio and lighting gear.
I started making music as a kid. Our mom had us practice violin and piano, and so that was my first introduction to music, and I really liked it. I did it all through school, and I'm still doing it today. What inspired me to pursue music as a career was just that I enjoyed it so much and I felt like I was good at it. And so that's what led me to try and make money at it.
Not limited to performance, the music industry provides many other opportunities for musicians. Brenton explains that his musical career went a different direction than expected.
When I realized that music was the thing I wanted to do as a career, I had all these images in my brain of like playing live music, and I didn't even realize there's so many different ways that you can make a living doing that, whether it be teaching, whether it be studio work, and I actually found that I was more drawn towards the things that I did personally, teaching and doing studio work, than I was playing live. So I thought I was going to be playing live music a lot more, but I actually liked the other things a bit more.
No career comes without obstacles, especially when it comes to a career in the music industry.
I think some of the biggest obstacles to do music as a career would be like a lack of stability. You really have to think intentionally and work really hard to find things to do every day. There's not always going to be a gig that gets you work every week or let alone every month. So you just have to work really hard at connecting with people. Often being a musician can feel like it's constantly a side hustle, even if you really want to do it full time. I've found I had to be really willing to search out different areas, whether it be teaching, playing live, whatever. Have to be flexible as a musician. You can't just pretend like it's always going to be your full-time thing.
A personal obstacle for me is that I'm not very good at networking or interacting with people. And so if you are a person who is great with people and you just love meeting people and making friends, then you have a leg up in the show industry, because a lot of the opportunities you get are a result of your friendships and the way you're able to basically become friends with the people who are successful. If you really want to make a good living in the live show industry or in music, it just takes time and a lot of building relationships, because sometimes it'll take 6 months to 8 months for somebody to come back and ask you for a second project or a second gig. And so it just takes a bit of time before you have enough work to really make a living at it. One thing that's been surprisingly helpful for me is having a secondary career. Having an extra income takes the pressure off for me to always be finding gigs, and it enables me to say no to a lot of the lower paying gigs that are not as rewarding or just a huge pain.
Having a backup plan or a side job is a great idea for many musicians, as it provides an opportunity for the individual to make profit on the side of their musical career, or in the case that they are unable to gain profit from their musical career.
I would say my plan B is data engineering. I do that during the day now, actually as a supplement to my live music career. And actually inside of the live show industry, I'm very lucky to live in Las Vegas because there are so many different roles and positions inside of live music and just the music industry in general. So for example, my primary focus is audio engineering, specifically live sound. If I feel like that's not going to be a good fit for me long term, there are plenty of other needs inside of the live show industry that I could shift to.
I want to work on things that I love every day. I think if you can find something that you love to do, you'll do great work, and that's all I want to do, and that's music for me. So the end goal is to obviously support my family, but to make really good work and to steward the thing that I think I have in my hands.
There are several everyday practices and strategies a musician can employ to help their career progress smoothly.
I really can't do something from start to finish perfectly and to the level I want it by myself. I always want to do work that I'm proud of, so I would always start with collaborating and also start with just do something every day. If you're just practicing, that's investing in your future as a musician. Whether or not you're getting paid to practice, that's an investment. So you've got to start small actions over and over and over every time you sit down and do it. So.
I would say a good everyday practice for me that helps me do better in my live music career is taking days off and rest when I'm able to, because there are certain times and seasons when you get one good opportunity after another with not a lot of time for breaks. And so when you go into those times feeling rested and ready and excited to jump on the work that needs to be done, that's been a habit that's helped me do better. If I was giving someone advice on how to make a living in the music or live show industry, I would tell them two things. The first thing is that having a secondary career really helps. And the second piece of advice is to put yourself in a place where a lot of live show and music people are. And so, for example, for me, that place is my church. Here in Las Vegas, there's a big church called Central, but they have a lot of performers from the Strip. We have a lot of musicians from Cirque du Soleil. We have a lot of tour musicians and tour production people coming in and out of the church. And so just getting in a place like that, wherever you are, helps to fast track your career a lot.
For anyone wanting to do music as their career, I think I would tell them to work really hard. It's not something that you can just sort of fall into, and also to focus on being themselves. When you focus on being yourself and being honest, you actually become somebody that people want to work with, and your work environment will be fulfilling. You'll do great work, and I think you'll fall in love with it as well if you just focus on being honest and being yourself.
With many young musicians aspiring to make a living on their talent, it is vital that they understand what is necessary to do so. Having a career in the music industry is often more difficult than we expect, but with the help and advice of others, the journey may be made easier.